boy, it's me, the Nutty Professor, from the advanced classes of Conjecture and Speculation. So you're here to drive, just down by the old Joe's Cafe, chilling. It's Italian day tomorrow, so I thought I'd come and just enjoy the park while it was quiet, you know. Excuse me, it's the beans just working their way through me. I hope you can bear with me now. So I'm going to take the time just to sit in the park. That's Britannia down there. But you know, in order for the past and present and future to exist at the same time, the only way that that can be possible is in this realm of the advanced classes of conjecture and speculation. It's if it's a simulation where the beginning and ending have already been written out and the characters already been played out. So chances are, you know, when you're playing those PlayStation games and those virtual reality games, perhaps this time it just actually steps into the character in the game itself, because there's no way that past, present and future can exist all at the same time if it's free choice. You get what I'm saying? Because free choice would alter the future. So of course you feel like you've got the free choice because you're playing the game, it's the program. You know, like you're thinking the person, the body you're in is you. You believe in it. Oh, this is me. You know, got an ego for me and everything. Look what I've done. But truthfully, under this realm level of conjecture and speculation, you're just a character witnessing, experiencing what it feels like to be that character in a simulation. And if you believe in a God or a Jesus or a Buddha or anything, it has to be a simulation. Wrap your mind around that. You see, myself, I don't like to say that I'm Christian or I'm Buddha or I'm Muslim or anything. Or, you know, I tend to love the Krishna Bible, though. Chapters 9-11, just a real beautiful. Or the Bhagavad Gita as is, you know, I'm kind of looking into the Srimad Bhagavatam right now, whatever, hush. But I'd rather call it conscious energy. You know, whether it's the greatest of divinity, God, or the group of divinity, because I mean, where do all the people go? There's so many fools that are sitting there thinking, oh, there's no life after death. Once we die, we die. Oh, shush. Give your head a shake. That's right. Come on, man, you know, it doesn't end here. So the only thing that makes you keep coming back here, the only trap of reincarnation, is if you want to come back. Oh, I want to go back. I missed the love. I should have had the love with that girl, I want to feel the love again. You're coming right back, you know. Or riches or fame. As for this shite guy, me, the Nutty Professor, hush. I'm not coming back. I don't want to come back. You can have all the riches and tea parties you want. You know, it's really just an advanced level of tea party in a kindergarten lunchroom, but you have to get to a certain level of awareness before you can consider that. You know, you see the beautifulness of people holding hands of all ages, and it's a cute thing. It reminds me, I was the older guy, I'm a professor, of two little children on the way to school holding the hands, you know, just for that security, that bond. It's just beautiful. So reincarnation will bring you back here. You'll come back if you're missing something, you know. I think the only thing I'd probably miss myself if I was to come back would be just to walk the streets and admire this sitting right here. Look at it, it's just great. Other characters experiencing, you know, other entities, I guess, if we're start seeds who become star children and become stars, then everyone around you is a star in the making. So, you know, it's just how you look at it. But again, in order for a past, present and future to exist, The only way is like look at the book. The book has the whole story beginning to end, right? How can the present, and as you're turning the page, you're presently on page number whatever, 45, 46, you know, that's the present. So it can't change. The book you're reading can't change because the ending of it's already been put out there. So in this advanced level of conjecture and speculation, for there to be a past, present, and future all existing in one moment, as science is saying it is right now, that means it's the book of life. And it's forever ongoing, perhaps, but it's a simulation where the ending's already been written out by conscious energy, the levels of them, because there have to be different levels of conscious energy. If you're an angry batch of people not aware of your primal instincts and snapping and ready to fight everyone, you'd be on a lower level, take a piano, tip it on its side. Like scales on the piano, keys. So you'd be in a lower key. And if you're one of those who, encompasses all lifestyles and thinks that everything should be treated equal and fair and properly and lovingly, then you'd be on a higher level of consciousness, a higher key on that keyboard, a level of consciousness. So whether you want to be in the lower level where everyone's barking at each other, then that's up to you. But if you want to have a nice harmonious place where everyone's laughing and just really being great and beautiful and doing what they do, yeah, welcome to that higher level of consciousness. But again, the character you're in that you think is you under these levels of conjecture and speculation, boy, that disclaimer, I have to drop it in there a lot, because like science, it's all conjecture and speculation until they prove it fact. Point being, you've got a book, you've got a movie, in which the past, present, and future are all in the movie or the book or the game you're playing, right? So don't be too hard on yourself, because you may be witnessing the life of something else. A character in a game, a simulation, created by the group of divinity, the greatest of divinity, where you step into each character to learn a new level of consciousness. So whatever that level of consciousness be, perhaps, it's not a good thing to be going around yelling at those yelling at dozens of people in the face when you're only one person. That might get you in trouble, I don't know, just playing in the realms of, you got it, conjecture and speculation. Coming up in 8 minutes, shite. But if you are a star seed and a star child, then chances are, God, if you think godly, majestically, you'd get to be the ruler of your own world, wouldn't you? Think of God now. Aye, everybody wants to rule the world. That was Tears for Fears, great song. But everybody does want to rule the world, so God would give you your gift. I'll give you your own universe, your own planet and batch live, How would you operate your universe? It's all up to you, Look at that little red helicopter. Is that UFO? Boy, I can make lots of videos on that. Say it is. Look, there's two of them, Under these levels of, you go to conjecture and speculation. How would you run your universe if you could have your own universe? You reap what you sow. So remember, think of the unconditional love that understands the innocence, the universal love, which applies to every living thing, tree, bug, any living conscious, thing that knows it's alive, right? Universal love. And the only way you can get there is to base it on universal truths, right? If it's going to apply to you, it has to apply to everybody else. Every dream you have for yourself, you should have for everyone else too, because if you don't, chances are the dream you'll get will be the one you're wishing for them. Anyways, this is the Nutty Professor. I'm going to say goodbye. Have a great one. Over and out. Dream majestic. Energy, conscious energies, light years ahead of you. Class dismissed. Hush, 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 hush.